There is some confusion between what is a multi-unit manager and what is a multi-unit leader. I hear those two titles used interchangeably when they are completely different, and confusing these two different jobs could be sometimes even dangerous for you if you are in your business, if you are a multi-unit franchise owner. There is a significant difference between these two titles. And if you are or are planning to be a multi-unit franchisee or business owner, it is important that you understand the differences between them so that you can then make the right decisions as to which one you need in your business, or it can cost you big time in your business. Okay? So, welcome to today's show. Today, we are going to discuss the differences between those two. What is a multi unit manager and what is a multi unit leader? But, however, we had to start first by talking about what is a unit manager, because that is the base of this conversation. So, let's discuss first what is a unit manager. So a unit manager is the top leader of a specific unit, a business unit, and that they are responsible for the units and the team's performance and results. This is the top leader that location, and they're the ones that are responsible in the execution of the brand systems, product, service, image, and your business systems of people, team, income, profit, and growing that particular unit's results. They have a single focus, meaning that their responsibility, their focus is that one unit, the sales in that unit, the labor cost in that unit, the product cost in that unit, the customer service in that unit, the team performance in that unit. They are single focused in that one unit. And because of that single focus and their knowledge and training and experience, they are able to maximize the profitability of that one unit. Now, this is something that is always recommended to have in your business. If you have one unit, more than likely you might be the unit manager. Or if you want to be able to delegate operations, you have to be able to assign a unit manager with a single focus on that unit's performance and results. Otherwise, if you don't want to be responsible and you don't have somebody responsible, then that unit is going to have challenges. So it is always recommended that any franchise model has a unit economics, financials that allows you to have the ability to pay a unit manager that will have that single focus, that will help you make the most out of that particular unit, and not only do a great job with the brand systems, but also great job with the business management systems that allow you to have the profitability that you want and deserve out of that investment of that particular unit. And so that is why it's important that a franchise model that's successful, it gives you enough cash flow so that you can have that. So that is what a unit manager is. Okay, so let's talk about what is a multi-unit manager. Now, a multi-unit manager is, again, a top leader that is ultimately responsible for multiple units and their team's performance and results. Normally, they're overseeing two units. That means that they are the ones that are managing the labor costs. They're the ones managing the product costs. They're the one managing the sales, customer service, employee, staffing of two units. You no longer have a single focus. Now you have a divided attention. And so there are challenges when you have that position, when you have someone that is a multi unit manager overseeing two locations. And those challenges come from the complexity of the business, the distance between the units they're overseeing, what are the team dynamics that are happening, and what are the issues and challenges that those units are having. Because a lot of the times when they're overseeing two units, sometimes one of the units is underperforming the other. And so what happens with this divided attention is that this leader is now focusing more on that underperforming unit and not so much on the unit that is performing better because of all the challenges that this particular unit brings to the table. And so what happens is that then the performing unit then starts to go down. This underperforming one might start to come up, but because it's divided attention, it is a challenge. And so I will tell you that in my 35 years of experience in the franchise world, I have rarely seen a multi-unit manager being successful overseeing 2 units for the long term. Now, many times, obviously, it's something that you might decide. I know many times franchisees decide to do that because they feel that they're saving money. When you have a unit manager in 1 unit, obviously the whole salary, which could be $40,000, $50,000 a year plus bonus, is a certain amount of money that that unit needs to carry. And so sometimes franchisees decide to go to the multi-unit manager model and have one manager oversee 2 units so that they can then split the salary between 2 units, which will show that the cash flow and the results, financially speaking, might look, more positive, obviously. But for the long term, the lack of focus and the divided attention ends up that the units start to lower their performance. And eventually it could actually be contrary to what you think you're going to be. And instead of improving your profitability, you might actually be eroding your profitability because of the lack of proper attention to the units as it needs to be. I would say that this is something that we would recommend only if the complexity of the brand is not high, meaning that you have a simple brand that is easy to execute. And number one, and number two, that they are well running units. So if you have a business that is simple operationally, and that their units are running quite well, then I could see how a multi-unit manager can directly oversee 2 units and succeed in that situation. But as you add complexity and you add issues, and we know that these days, between inflation and the increase of cost, because of the inflation, the hiring challenges and staffing challenges that we are confronting right now, the fact that many businesses are now being challenged with revenue. I mean, there's a lot of challenges right now that these unit managers need to overcome. And when you are dividing their attention, it is very hard for them to do a good job at that. So again, recommended only on special occasions and only if the criteria is met with the simplicity of the model and that the units are running well. So that is a multi-unit manager position. Now let's talk about the multi-unit leader position, or better known as district manager, area coach, area supervisor. There's many names for that position. And what that is, a district manager is a leader that is overseeing multiple locations, but not directly responsible for the management of each location. What they're doing is they basically representing you as a franchisee. That means that their job is to guide and coach and inspire the units and the unit leadership and the unit teams into doing a great job at implementing and executing the brand systems of product, service, image, and the business systems of team and income and profitability for your business. And so their job is to oversee that and to make sure that the district and the area of units that they are overseeing are advancing positively in the direction that you want, accomplishing your business and financial goals. However, they're able to do that because each of the units assumes that it has a unit leader. The moment that one of the units, due to turnover or rotation, doesn't have a unit leader, it is very challenging for a district manager to do their job properly, because a lot of the times they end up in that 1 unit versus the other 4 or 5 or 6 that they oversee, even running shifts, with that focus, on that 1 unit versus the district. So it is very important that for you to be able to delegate the operations to a district manager, that your units are staffed properly and that the systems are in place so that this district manager can properly oversee the district and move the district forward strategically and from the district organization view. Anyway, so that is a difference. And so for you to be able to achieve that, not only the financial freedom, but the time freedom that you want, which is why you became a multi-unit franchisee, you need to have a district manager for you to delegate operations to that leader so that they can then take over the operation, so that you can then focus on the strategy or growth, and or having time off. But it is important that that multi-unit leader has the proper training and knowledge on how to be a district manager, because the job is completely different of that of a unit manager, and definitely of that of a multi-unit manager. And so that is the difference between what a unit manager is, what a multi-unit manager is versus a multi-unit leader is. And I hope that this clarified, the difference for you. Obviously, there is a time and a place for each one, especially when it comes to a multi-unit manager. Every unit should have a unit manager. And if you have a district and you want to delegate operations, you should have a district manager so that you can do that. Now, if you would like to know more about what the district manager job is, or the multi-unit leader job is, we have a quarterly webinar where we'll teach you what is their role, the 7 critical responsibilities, and the routines of a multi-unit leader. We also will share the program that we have that is a best-in-class training program for those district managers that usually when they get promoted, they are just taking over an area, not really understanding what their role is. And so that's what this webinar is, so that they can understand what is their role, responsibilities, and what is the importance of having key routines that they should do on a daily, weekly basis, so that they can be a successful and effective district manager. If you, as a franchise owner, would like to learn more about this program, or as a district manager that would like to learn how to do your better job, all you need to do is join us at www.districtmanagertraining.com, where you can register for the next webinar and learn more about what it is to be an effective district manager, and how we can help you accomplish that. So thank you for being in the show with us today. I would like to invite you to follow us on LinkedIn and on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, so that you can learn more knowledge, tips, and resources on how we can help you be successful in your franchise journey. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next show. Bye-bye.